tonight kicks off, first of all, Rochester's 16 over their days, and also first game of three really quick games against the Valley over the next week or so. How important is it to really get on this tonight?
Yeah, it's the time of year, right? It is, it's all cliche and everything, but it's playoff hockey. That's the time of year it is. We were in this situation last year. Our division is so good, so competitive, and very similar to last year. Second to sixth or seventh is decimal points from each other. And Laval's right with us. I think they're 1 point up on us, but we have games in hand or whatever it is. So these 3 games stretch against them, but especially starting tonight is of critical importance, because whoever does the best job over these 3 games against each other, the other team's probably chasing them after this couple-week trip.
A weekend full of rain reaction. We talked about conserving energy last week. However, this weekend faces a lot more travel than last. So, what's the mindset with conserving energy?
Well, first of all, worry about tonight. Try to win the moment that's in front of your face. That's the mindset. I think that's the right mindset to have every day. As a staff, we can plan and make adjustments to what the lineup might look like in day 2 and day 3. The best way to travel. Do you go all the way to Springfield? Do you go halfway? All of those things. Those things are handled behind the scenes. So the players, and then we communicate with the players, obviously, but you want the players just to be worried about the moment in front of their face.
It has a long weekend road trip. Is it kind of exciting to know what's ahead?
Yeah, it is. I think road trips are very good. Well, number one, they're challenging, and I think adversity is a great motivator. I think adversity fuels growth in your individual game, but also your collective game. But I also think that shared adversity, shared hard things that you're going through is the best way to glue a team together. So you're on a 8-day trip. You got 5 games. There's some travel that's included. There's a 3-and-3 in there. There's a lot of things that are going to be hard. And I think that those are the best ways to really show what you're made of. And I think those are the best ways to bring teams together.
Focusing on tonight, first game at the end, what is the biggest focus tonight?
Well, Laval is playing very good. And they play a frantic pace. They're very fast, great team speed, heavy shot mentality. So they put you in some uncomfortable positions. They punt a lot of pucks out in the neutral zone with those high flips. That can stress the defenseman. We saw Tage Thompson score a goal like that last night. They have a high volume of pucks headed towards the net. They're not always shots, but sometimes they're passes, but headed towards the net. That can make you feel uncomfortable in the D zone at times. So against Laval, you have to be extremely in tune defensively to negate those things, negate the team speed that they have. Subban will play tonight. Yeah, but we're going to need both of them over this next 9 days.
Story on getting, I want to get your thoughts. You get a guy like that, NHL guy, been around a bit. How important is it to bring a player like that into your team in late February with Ocean Park?
Yeah, I mean, we're very fortunate to have Vinny. First of all, he's a great person, high competitor, high motor. He plays with a lot of energy, really good around the room. I've known him for a long time. I coached him on a USA team when he was 17. So just have always had a lot of admiration for his game and the competitiveness and the energy that he plays with. So to get a guy, especially with our forward group, our D-core is a little bit older, but our forward group is very, very young. So to add a player of his stature, of his maturity and talent is huge. And then it's funny, like that you asked today, because like I just grabbed him. He's been here a few weeks now. I think when you're a guy that's been in the NHL a long time, when you first get sent down, it's hard. The first probably week or two, it's hard. You certainly don't want to be here right away. You want to get back to the NHL. All those things are going. He's got a family. There's just a lot of things you're dealing with. I think now it's been a few weeks. He's acclimated in. His game is really starting to take off over I thought last week, those 4 games, he was excellent. And then I just grabbed him today to pick his brain. What do you see? What do you like? Is there anything you don't like? Can we do things differently? And I thought he had some great advice that I'm going to ask him to share with the team tonight. And And one of them was on communication, just that how much more NHL players talk on the bench, on the ice, and how much easier it makes the game because you're communicating with each other. Those are things we hammer on the guys all the time. It's way more impactful when an NHL veteran presence says those things to Yuri Kulik or Isak Rosén instead of just us. So I thought he had some great insight, some things that are a couple other little things that I think can really help the team. And when you have a player of that stature, you want to utilize them in all, not just on the ice, but off the ice from a leadership standpoint as well.
So my last question would be, how fun is it to have a guy, the motor? I mean, I think he's got to get coach's greed no matter where he's been, because he's just an energy guy. You gotta love that.
You do as a coach. I loved coaching him when he was 17. I couldn't put him on the ice enough for us, and I feel the same way now. And I think what he's seen now is when you're in the NHL. In his role, you're playing 8, 10, 11 minutes on the fourth line. You're getting scratched some nights. And it's a different level of conditioning that you need to play 18 minutes on the first line, penalty kill, power play, and still play at that same energy. And I thought last week you really could see that, okay, he's got those game legs back a little bit where he was playing he was able to play at the energy and the pace that he likes to play at because he's now getting used to playing the 16 to 20 minutes a night that he's playing here.
Another 3-3. Your thoughts on how your team handled last weekend's 3-3, and did you learn anything you carry over to this weekend?
It's a good question. I liked how we handled it for the most part. I thought we were excellent Friday. I thought Saturday we did enough to put ourselves in position to win. We just didn't execute offensively. But when you play a team of their caliber back-to-back nights, you beat them pretty soundly Friday. 45 minutes into the game, we were in a perfect spot on the road. We didn't execute and take advantage of it. And then I thought Saturday was pretty darn good. You're playing a team that wasn't in a 3-3. We were, and I thought we played pretty dead even with them in the first 40, but we still found ourselves down. I think we found ourselves down on probably a call that probably shouldn't have been a goal. So it'd be easy to feel deflated mentally, emotionally, physically, because you're in the ninth period of a 3-3 and you had some things go against you. And I really liked our third period. I thought that was potentially our best period of the weekend. Really fought hard to get that thing tied. We had great chances in the third period, played with a lot of energy in the third. And then, didn't win it in overtime, but we got an important point out of that. So that was good. What you learn is I think how important your depth is. And we knew it, we talked about it, but you get some fresh legs into the game on Saturday, and Brendan Warren, for example, was excellent. And then Mitch Elliott comes in on Sunday, and Mitch Elliott was hard and physical, and he had a fight and bring things to the table. And you played both goaltenders played, and Hauser got important points for us, right? So I trust our team, I trust our players, but those are moments that you have to really trust them, and you need all the guys, every hand on deck in situations like this.
How do you approach this stretch of the season differently this year with a much more veteran lineup than last year? You're kind of pushing all these young guys to the stretch.
It's an interesting thing. You think naturally that health is a good thing, and it is. You don't want anybody hurt. But there are some consequences to being healthy, both up and down. Last year, I think over half our team got call-ups to the NHL. And that provides excitement, not just for the player getting the call-up, but also for his teammates. That's hope. That's what they're all here to try to do, right? And hope is a powerful thing. And it gives you energy, and so-and-so just got called up, and maybe I'm next in line, and if I keep doing my thing, maybe I'll get that call. Or maybe I was the guy that got the call, and you go up and you test yourself for 2, 3, 4 games up there, and you see how close you are and how much the things you have to work on. There just hasn't been that this year, which is a great thing and a bad thing, because it can sap morale at times. And then right now, because we're so healthy, there are guys out of the lineup that are heart and soul guys and glue guys for us that have been here for a couple years, that kind of bleed Amerks. And so you have to manage that. You have to manage the mood of the group and the individuals, and they're all great teammates. We have an unbelievable room, but they all want to play. They're competitors. So it presents a much different challenge than last year, where you're trying to find enough bodies off the street to fill the lineup. And everybody got all the ice time they could handle most of last year. And then that's just a different challenge this year. And so you have to manage those things a little bit more as a coaching staff. Make sure that the vibe and the feel of the group, which has been a real strength here in the last couple of years, stays intact. I am a very honest coach. That's just the way I operate. I think if players don't like, it's not the old school anymore. Players don't want mind games. They want to know the situation. They want clarity. I think one of the coaches' most important jobs is to provide clarity in how we want to play, clarity of their role, clarity of what they need to do to get better, clarity of why they're not in the lineup. And so I'm just directly honest with the guys about the situation, about, that it's the American Hockey League. Right now we have a lot of numbers. Prospects need to play, those types of things. And I think it's not easy because the guys want to play. I do think that the guys that sometimes aren't in the lineup, you got to spend a little bit more time with them, and you got to make sure that they know how much you value them as an organization, as a coach.
To have, especially for you as their athletes, right? To have so many people to be able to kind of filter through rather than looking at last year.
Yes and no. Yes and no. Really, like I do think that, like, let's look at our forwards. Like the guys like, Byro, Murray, Rusek, Weisbach, they've all had stretches of the season where they probably could have earned a call-up or believe they should have, and there's been no room to do so. And like I said, that those things provide hope and energy and life for them and for the room. It's a good problem to have, but it also presents other problems.